Hi, welcome to Infusion, the podcast. I'm comedian Chris Patrick, a.k.a. self-proclaimed power man, and I'm here with my co-host and significant other, Rach.
Hey, people.
And today we're talking about people are people. So, Rach, how are people are people?
Okay, so it's a broad view, right?
Very, very, very broad view.
Try to narrow it down a little bit. Topic of conversation. People are people, regardless of color. Regardless of sexual orientation, religion, who you choose to love, or even your place of money, money life, what you do for your job. Okay, people are people, right? Like, you still want safety, you still want understanding, you still want connection, you still want identity, and you still want a self of direction.
Okay, self-direction, identity. What was the other ones you had?
So connection, understanding, and safety. Connection.
So who are you talking connection with God, with a higher spirit, a higher power? Are you talking connection like in marriage, love, relationship?
So just to explain to our viewers, what we're going to be doing is it's going to turn into a series. So for the next 6 months, we're going to do episodes. Each of these are going to be a topic.
Okay.
So in the People Are People series, it's going to be the first one that will come is safety and survival. Right now, all we're going to explain is what are people. People are people, right?
People are people. Okay.
So just to go into it, people are people. Like, one person is completely content in living Section 8, where one person is wanting more than just one mansion in Malibu, right?
Yeah.
Like, where do you want to be in your life, and how do you want to grow, and how do you want to be accepted, and how do you want to contribute to that life?
Mm-hmm. Well, but then again, not everybody wants to be rich. Not everybody wants to be.
Exactly. And some people are completely content with living and very happy.
Living a modest life.
Exactly. They don't want all that. And they're completely happy, and kudos, kudos. You know where your happiness is.
Yeah. Well, we can go back to the old adage, money can't buy you happiness.
Exactly.
But if you're not happy with your money, you can always give it to me. And trust me, I will be happy.
But, it's not just money and how much money is in your wallet and how, the other factors factor into it. And that's why I want to turn this into a series, know. It's not just how much money is in your pocketbook, The other ones are, how do you contribute, Are you lending a helping hand, living in a modest life, bringing another person up? A person living on Section 8 can still help somebody up.
Yeah.
It's contributing, contributing to just a better humanity.
Yeah.
So the series isn't about just how much money is in your pocketbook.
Yeah.
It's literally about how to be a better human.
How to be a better human.
Regardless.
Well, I think a lot of us are what's the words I'm looking for? A lot of us are faced with that every day. How to be a better human, how to be a better person. Things you can do to be a better person.
Absolutely, and with being that better human, making yourself. Not just being that yes person so that you can be that better human, but also having a self building your self-esteem. You know, being okay with you and your personal growth.
Yeah. It took me a long time to figure that out, you know, with different back when I was single, way before we started dating, but back when I was single, you know, there was some girls I went after, you know, tried to get with, asking out on dates and stuff like that, you know, dealt with a lot of rejection and all that. And I was hurt and why doesn't this person like me? But then it wasn't until I found out that, hey, I got to be happy with who I am. And that's the thing with a lot of people. A lot of people, you know, like you get guys who are girls who, you know, they break up with somebody, they're with somebody else and all that. But it's like sometimes you got to figure out who you are and what you're about. And are you happy with you first? Do you like you?
There's a very famous person that said, find out who you are and do it on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, but sometimes it's not that easy to find out who you are. Sometimes it takes a while to find out who you are and what you want and what you're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, find out who I was, you know, it's a continuous growth process for me. But I can say, you know, last weekend I told you I feel younger at the age of 43 than I did at the age of 26. And it's all because I live a different lifestyle right now than I did back then.
Well, it kind of goes back to the old adage, you know, change your lifestyle, change your life.
Yeah.
But interesting, you talk about money. I'm reading this book by it's called "You're a Badass at Making Money." And what I like about the book is that the book is not, and trust me, I am to the listeners out there, this is not a paid endorsement. We're not getting paid from her or anything like that. But the book's called "You're a Badass at Making Money." What I like about the book is that it's not a book about a get rich quick scheme. This is how you can make money. It talks about being confident and being I mean, it has a lot of things in it, but one of the things, if you've read self-help books or Solve the Secret, there's a lot of stuff in the book, but she talks about how to be content with who you are, but also to find something you like to do and then find and being positive about making money. And the thing I like about it too is that, like, oh, you can get rich, she talks about that. A lot of people think that, oh, this person got rich, he scammed somebody, he did this, he, you know, walked over people. But she talks about that if you're like that, then you can make money. You could also, there's a lot of positive things you can do with making money, with becoming your own person, with becoming your own boss, your own millionaire, or whatever. There's a lot of positive things you could do in the world with that, with making money. And that's what I really like about the book. Yeah,
exactly. I seen better, so I became better.
Yeah. Well, also too, there's a great movie called Local Hero, Burt Lancaster, and it's about Burt Lancaster is the head of this oil company, and he sends these two guys to Scotland to buy up all the land because they want to drill oil there. And there's this one guy has a small shack on the beach, and he won't sell it. And he's like, you're going to have all this money, you're going to have all this. And the guy's like, no, I don't want to sell. And in the end, he doesn't sell. And it's a really good movie. If you haven't got it, it's called Local Hero with Burt Lancaster. But it's a really good movie as far as that he was just content. He wasn't content at making more money. He's like, you could have more money. You could have a bigger place. He goes, I got everything I need here. I'm happy with it.
Completely content in who you are.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And that's a thing too. It's like some people, you know, want to make money, want to make more money and more money. And some people are just like, hey, I'm content. I got a house. I got a car. I got everything I need. I vacation couple weeks a year, and, you know, I'm happy. This is all I need, you know.
But there's the other side where it's actually really sad, you know, where people aren't content, but in I'm going to say it, Maslow's law, in the pyramid, people can't rise up the pyramid because they don't have what they need, you know. So what I'm talking about are you're making too much money to get on welfare, but you're not making enough to make your rent.
Yeah.
Or you have to stay on welfare because, and I was in this position before me and you got together. I had to stay on welfare to take care of my 5 kids. So I really needed to watch how many hours I did at work because I needed that health care for my children, you know? So, where, the system works for people that absolutely need it, it doesn't work completely. And that's what I'm talking about. You know, that's why I wanted to create this series, because I want people to be completely content in themselves, but I want them to also become better humans. There's a great show out there that I love. It's from... need to find it real quick. Didn't think I was going to be talking about him. It's called Kindness Diaries.
The Kindness Diaries. It's also on Netflix, I think.
Yep, and they're coming up with a 3rd series, which I cannot wait for.
Well, explain to us what the Kindness Diaries is. It's a guy traveling around.
Yeah, so he goes horizontally and vertically from horizontally across the world and vertically across the world, and he goes with absolutely no money in his pocket, goes off the kindness of people to depend on food and shelter. If he can't get them to give them food or shelter, he goes without food and shelter for that night. When he finds a story that truly touches his heart, he finds out their deepest wish to really help other people. And he's actually got the resources to help their wish come true.
Okay. And it's called The Kindness Diaries. If you ever got a chance to watch it, it is on It's on Netflix, right?
Yes, it's on Netflix. It's also on Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime and Netflix, not on Hulu, but Amazon Prime and Netflix.
So now I'm gonna hack his name.
She's gonna find out his name.
First name is Leon. Now I'm not gonna even attempt his last name, but I am gonna spell it out for you guys.
Leon. And the name of the show again, once again,
Kindness Diaries.
The Kindness.
I literally did not think I was going to talk to you guys about it. I'm so sorry.
The Kindness Diaries on Netflix and Amazon Prime. And once again, we're not getting paid or anything like that to plug this.
Obviously, otherwise I would have this completely ready.
Yeah. Right? We would be reading this.
Okay, last name Logothetis.
Okay, I hope you got that.
Right, you
and like
did,
I said, the name of the book is called "You're a Badass at Making Money." I don't have her name right now, but you can also find that on Amazon.
All right, you guys. Moving on. You know, I mean, I have to say, you know, I was living below poverty. You know, having 5 kids, living by myself, trying to make it with the kids, I'm doing so much better. You know, we're out in the suburbs now. Me and Chris are making it. You know, we push harder at trying to make it even harder, you know, to a higher level, but we don't do it in the attempt to we're going to make it to the top and we're not going to bring our hand down and lift up another person. We do it in the attempt to bring up the next person, you know? And that's the thing, you know? Great making it to the top, but reach your hand down.
Yeah.
You know, one of the most beautiful things that Chris does every single winter with the kids is Toys for Tot.
Yeah. We there was a one year. Shout out to my friend Donald Jackson. He did some stuff with Toys for Tots, and he asked me to help him out. And one year I spent putting little with little big wheels and stuff like that together for kids for Toys for Tots to go for Toys for Tots. Another thing I did was our where I work at, one of the jobs I have, I work at the hotel, Doubletree in Bloomington. Shout out! They had a big box for Toys for Tots, and I got the kids together. We went to Walmart, we bought some toys, and we took them there and put them in the box, and then I take them out for Dairy Queen.
Yeah, so. You know, and you can fund your local charity. You can find out what your food shelf is doing for everybody. So just find out what you can do. And you can be, living in Section 8 and you can still help out.
Yeah. Well, there's in back to the subject, people are people. I don't know if you guys know the story about there was the guy, he was a voice announcer, and he was living on the street holding up a sign, and he had this sign and it said we'll do a voice for money, and he had some problems with alcohol, drugs and stuff like that, and somebody filmed him doing it, and it got on YouTube. Next thing you know, this guy, and he ended up getting a job with NFL Films. And he was like the golden voice, and it was and everybody thought this guy was a bum, and this guy has a golden voice, and ended up getting the job. It is on YouTube, and this thing got 1 million hits, and next thing you know, this guy got a job doing that. But like we're saying is that people are people, and the old adage, you can never judge a book by its cover, But if you don't always look at the end of To Kill a Mockingbird, Atticus always said, you never really get to know anybody till you've been in their skin and walked around for a while.
Exactly. You can live, you could have $1 million in your pocket in one day and you can go spend it all, and
I'm waiting for my day.
But what would you learn from that,
I'd learn a lot.
No, you wouldn't.
What I could buy with $1 million.
No.
I would. Trust me, I'll get a lesson out of it, okay?
I would rather learn how to fish.
How fast a Lamborghini goes. That's what I learned.
Yeah, okay. Great memory.
It would be a memory. Go camps all over the place, hey. Germany on the Autobahn.
One day with $1 million and have to live under a bridge for the rest of your life.
Well, I'm thinking.
Okay.
No. There's the old joke. Guy and his wife are walking, and they get held up, and the guy's like, "Your money or your wife?" Sir, didn't you hear me? I said, your money or your wife? And the guy's like, I'm thinking.
So glad you're thinking. All right. So now that we've thoroughly explained it, let's get into what each of these episodes will be looking at. The first one next month will be safety and survival.
Safety and survival.
Yep. We'll be looking at clothing, modest clothing, and all the way up to, let's get some Louis Vuitton, shelter. What kind of shelter do you want over your head? I know we're content where we are, but we would want better. We do want better,
Yeah, well, we're always, how should I say? We're always thriving. We're always striving for more, to get more, to better ourselves. Not just not just where we're at, but getting better and wanting to better yourself.
Nourishment, food, and water. There's people living in prisons that have the basic, they have the basic clothing, they have the basic shelter, they have the basic nourishment, But there's millionaires that have the top of the line clothing, top of the line shelter, they're going to 5-star restaurants.
Yeah.
And then defense and transportation. Well, looking at survival, what kind of defense, are you one that shoots a bow and arrow, or do you have a AK-47?
I don't really need an AK-47.
But there are people that own them, what level of defense do you need for yourself? Well,
there are also people that I look at it like this. Some people collect cars, some people collect watches. That's me. Some people collect different things, and some people like to collect guns, I mean, it's not that they want to hurt anybody or anything like that. They just like guns, and they just like collecting guns. They go out to the range and all that. I see nothing wrong with that, but yeah, I don't really need an AK-47. No.
Yeah. So that will be our first episode, and that's coming out next month. And then the months after that is growth and understanding. So we're looking at culture, arts, education, adornment. That's where you're looking at what kind of watch do you want to wear on your wrist. I know what kind Chris wants.
Yeah. Can't wait to have a Rolex, a Tag Heuer. I'm looking for them all.
Religion, and outside of religion, who do we truly believe we are as a whole?
I think with that, you'd have to probably go into yourself and figure that out.
Exactly.
I can't figure that out for anybody.
No. And that's what I'm saying. Understanding and growth, truly believing and knowing who we are. Mm-hmm. Third one, and that's the month after that, is connection and acceptance. So sexually, personally, and emotionally. The I see you is what I pretty much call that. So with the sexually, personally, and emotionally. Fourth month will be contribution and creation. So adding to like having kids and then lending out that helping hand. Mm-hmm. How do we contribute to the human world? How do we, I had 5 children, Okay. I definitely helped them out. But I also believe being kind to the human nation as much as I can possibly be.
Yeah, well, it's always about, helping somebody out when you can, or trying to help somebody out when you can,
Yeah. 5th month, esteem, identity, and significance. Best way I can explain that one is find out who you are and do it on purpose.
Find out who you are and do it on purpose.
Then the last one in our series is self-direction, freedom, and justice. That's a shout out to our police officer that was kind enough to join us.
Yeah, my cousin Steven, who is a Minneapolis police officer, did a podcast with us. Please look for that. Look for that coming up within the coming weeks.
No, we had it with him.
Okay. Yeah, we did, but has it been posted yet?
Yep.
Okay. Well, look. Well, wherever you get your
You're moving too fast.
Wherever you get
your business and everything.
Wherever you get your podcast, just look for that and look for that that podcast with my cousin Steven. And
so self-direction, freedom, and justice. And then how do you embrace your freedom? Wherever we are in our world, not just in America, we've got people from all over the world listening to us. How do you embrace your freedom? And this is a shout out to our Facebook page. Please join us on there. It's on Infusion Health. And I would love to know how you guys embrace your freedom, how you see your justice, and definitely comment on how you help the fellow human beings,
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys like us, subscribe to us,
Please subscribe to us.
We want to hear from you guys, join our Facebook page,
What's our Facebook page? How can they find our Facebook page?
So they can find our Facebook page for looking under Infusion Health.
Infusion Health. Okay, on Facebook.
On Facebook, yep. And I want to hear from you guys. Hear what you appreciate from us and what you want better from us. I know I get caught up sometimes on my words and stuff like that. I have brain moments. You guys got to forgive me on that.
Mm-hmm.
As I've said in last a couple of podcasts is, I've got a benign tumor, inoperable, and it just catches me up sometimes. But that's why I do this podcast, and that's my love for you guys to make you guys better advocates.
Mm-hmm.
For yourselves. And
learning about yourself.
Yep, absolutely. So Chris, you got anything to add now that I got that all out there?
We pretty much got it all. But no, not much to add, but just people are people, and the old adage, you can't judge a book by its cover, and getting to know people and getting to know different people and different races and different cultures and different practices, how they, makes you more of a whole person,
Exactly. Don't judge a person because of their sexual orientation, how they live their life, where they live their life.
Yeah. Well, just getting to know, like I say, I got friends who are white. I got friends who are black. I got friends who are Asian. I got friends who are Catholic.
Somalian.
Yeah, I got friends who are Catholic. I got friends who are Jewish. I got friends who are Buddhist,
Muslim,
New Thought, Muslim. Yeah, so pretty much the basic genre, but I mean basic everything. But that's the thing is getting to know people. When you get to know somebody, I mean, a lot of times with hate out there, everybody wants to hate, and I've had people, call me the N-word and say this. Well, black. I'm like, how many black people do you know? What do you know? Then once they meet me, once we start talking, they're like, oh, and when you find out although we're different, we're all one and the same.
Yeah. Yep. And there's beautiful shows out there to just get more knowledge in your brain about all that,
Yeah. Learning is, well, as G.I. Joe used to say, knowing is half the battle, but learning and knowing does help you out with this, and you realize that people are people,
Yep. So, all right. Well, I think I'm going to close us out.
Okay, Rachel's going to close us out.
All right, you guys. History is based on lines of hate. On here, we are trying to build lines of love and also educate you on how to be your best advocate. Until next week, have a great one. And if you guys like this podcast, please subscribe and join us on Facebook. You can reach us on Infusion Health. Have a great one.
Thank you and goodbye.